Landline NOW, welcome back. A song that recognizes the sacrifices truck drivers make to keep the country running was recently released. Landline NOW's Ashley Blackford spoke with the man behind the mic who wrote the song.
It's a song that tells the story of a truck driver just wanting to get home. John Perkins joins me now. He wrote and performed the song, Running Home to You. John, how did you get started as a singer-songwriter?
Oh, it's kind of an interesting story. I was in a band out of high school, and then I became an adult and had kids, and I put all my music career to the side, and I went into the Army and became a paramedic and became a nurse, and my oldest daughter went away to college, and I said, you know what, I have this yearning to write more music, and I just started writing when my daughter went away to college 4 years ago, and I haven't stopped since then. I've always had a love for music, and I just had my priorities right, I guess you can say, growing up, and raised my family first, and now I'm concentrating on my music.
Wow. What do you enjoy about the music industry and what you're doing?
I like to write songs that have a message that hopefully someone else can identify with. The process of writing a song and recording it in a studio is one of the most amazing processes I've ever been a part of. You can take something from just a few notes and just a melody and create something that is beautiful and that's hopefully timeless and that people can identify with.
And that kind of takes me into my next question, the song Running Home to You. Where did the inspiration come for that?
Oh, it's so funny you say that. It took about 1.5 years to write this song. I originally started writing it as a love song for my girlfriend, and as we went into the studio to record it, my producer and my team said, you know, this song has a bigger message than just for one person. You know, the pandemic hit and all the supply chain issues that were going on in the country, not having this and not having that. We decided to make it an appreciation song for truckers and everything that they do to make sure that we have the lives that we have. And I truly believe that we could not do it without them. We couldn't have our daily lives. We couldn't have our wants and our needs met if it weren't for those hardworking men and women out there driving trucks. And you know, we went to several truck stops and rest areas while we were shooting the music video to basically give away about $500 to $1,000 worth of gas cards to the truckers just to say thank you. You know, it's a thankless job, I believe, and we just wanted to give back to them and show appreciation to them.
Wow, that's amazing. What was that like, you know, kind of going to them and talking to them? I watched your music video, and what was that experience like?
It was amazing. It was an eye-opener for me because as we stood there with signs and we were saying thank you, it's almost like they were saying, me? Why are you thanking me? It's almost like they have this sense that they don't have a place and they don't have a purpose. And when I was talking to them, I just wanted them to know that if someone hasn't said thank you, I want to say thank you. And I want you to know that you're appreciated, because not a lot of people have the desire to appreciate you or even think about the trucking industry. We're also worried about our own lives. And I was amazed at how many women were truckers. Mm-hmm. It was probably a 50-50 split, which was phenomenal for me because I have daughters, and I have always taught them that they can do anything they want.
And did you learn a lot about kind of the industry and being there kind of on the ground and seeing all that they do?
Yeah, you know, they have to maintain their trucks. They spend a lot of time at home away from their families. And for me, that was the thing that hit home for me is they spend 5 days a week on the road away from their families. And they have pictures of their families in their cabs. They sleep in their cabs. They eat in their cabs. It's not like some people who go to work and they had to do an 8-hour shift and then they get to go home to their families. These folks spend most of their lives away from their families. And to me, that's giving up a lot of themselves so everybody can have what they need. To me, it was really impressive to see how dedicated they are to their craft.
Mm-hmm. And can you explain to me, how did the music video kind of all come together?
We wanted to have a video that truckers can look at and say, hey, that's me. I can identify with that. I have my best friend in the world is Chris Wilson. He's with Prevail Multimedia. He spent many, many years in LA doing infomercials and TV commercials. He's worked with Disney. He's worked with Discovery Channel. So he was able to bring to light the song so people can see the song and the impacts that it have. A lot of people that I'm finding, they're more apt to watch a music video than they are to listen to a song on the radio.
It looked really wonderful, and I liked, kind of seeing you talking to the truckers and being there and kind of seeing all that they do. That was really cool.
Thank you. It really was a grassroots. It really was just, let's just go show them appreciation. If I can talk to them and I can interview them and get a feel for what they're going through every day, that would be a bonus. Really, it was more about just showing them that somebody cares.
And what were some of the kind of stories that they told you when you were talking to them?
I had one gentleman that had come from Oklahoma, whose rig had broken down in Florida, and he was waiting to get his rig repaired because his load had already been dropped off. His rig broke after he dropped off his load, so his work is done. Now he's sitting at a rest area waiting for repair so he can go home to see his family. Here's a guy that is he's already done his job, and now he can't go home.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard from any truckers who've heard your song or seen your video, and what has kind of been the reaction from them?
Oh, some of them have hit me up on Facebook and said, hey, it's a wonderful video. Thank you for appreciating us. A few people have shared it. I haven't had much follow-up other than that. Mm-hmm. We're hoping that as our shows go out, because we're getting ready to go on tour and start to be a little bit more mobile, we're hoping to just create some more awareness in the different states that we go. I'm probably going to be going to Portland, Oregon, and California next month to do a few shows, and we'll definitely be highlighting this song and video.
And what did you initially think when, like you said, you set out to write this song for your girlfriend, and then, those recording it said, there's a much bigger message here. What did you initially think about that?
Well, first I thought, oh my gosh, my girlfriend's going to be upset that
I wondered that, actually.
I was like, oh my God, is she going to be upset that this was originally for her and it turned into something bigger? And when she heard the song, she was like, I agree. It is bigger than just me and you, because there's a lot of me and yous out there. Mm-hmm. All these truckers have husbands, they have wives, they have families, and it's the same message. It's just you can touch more people. And she said, go for it. Let's get it out there. She's 100% supportive to my music career.
That's awesome. Do you plan to write her another song?
Oh, absolutely. We've already started that. It's almost done. And I'm continually writing. I have an album that's coming out in June, late June. We have one more single that's going to come out before that called Country With Me, which is the title track to the album. And on that album, you'll see a love song in there, not only for my daughter, but also for my girlfriend.
That's awesome. Why is it important to show support and appreciation for truck drivers?
I just think they're the unsung heroes. They're unseen. It's that truck that drives by you all the time that you don't even think about. It's a hunk of metal going down the road, but it's really not. There's somebody at the wheel that's making sure that it happens, and it's not really about the supplies. It's really more about the person. So hopefully truckers will hear the song, they can identify with it, and it helps them get home. The song is, it's entitled Running Home to You, and hopefully those truckers will be able to listen to that song, and the ride will maybe be a little bit shorter home.
And can you talk to me a little bit more about some of the other songs on your album? I guess what are some of the other themes or subject matter that you might cover? So
I wrote a song called Breathless, and it's a song that I wrote for my younger daughter, Kendall. She's 14 now, and her mom and I split up several years ago, and seeing your daughter go away and stay at another person's home and not being able to see them every day was heart-wrenching for me. And so I wrote a song called Breathless, and it talks about her growing up and me helping her with homework. And then the next phase is she's wanting to go out on Friday and Saturday nights with her friends, and then the next day she's getting married. And, I don't have a lot of time with her. I have 50% custody, and we're totally amicable, and we do what's best for my daughter. But time is very important to me, and so I wrote a song so she knew that I loved her and that I cared for her in that way. There's another song on the album called Wishful Thinking, and it's about being out on the road and wanting to get home to your loved one. And it's very similar to Running Home to You, but it's a very country feel. We wanted something that really pulls on your heart. So the violin that was played in that song is absolutely amazing. Gentleman played it on a violin that was 103 years old, and you can just tell the richness in it. And that's one of the other songs on the album that I hold very dear to me.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you ever imagine, when you decided, to kind of give this singer-songwriter gig a try, that you'd kind of be where you are right now?
It's funny you asked me that question because I got offered to open for a singer-songwriter in California last night, and my girlfriend and I were talking about it, and I said, do I do this? And she looked at me and she goes, what do you mean, do you do this? That's not even a question, John. You have poured your heart into this. You have messages that you want to get heard. So keep doing it as long as you can. And that, for me, that's the big thing is I want to be able to write songs that someone can identify with, that maybe makes their day a little bit better, that maybe can understand that they're not alone with whatever troubles they're going through. And I don't ever write a song that's just music. Usually it has some type of message to it.
Mm-hmm. And so can you talk to me about, you said you were going on tour?
Yeah, I have some date. I don't have the exact dates yet, and we're still waiting on confirmation, but I have 7 dates that are potentially on the calendar for the end of June, which will be in Portland, Oregon, and Northern California. And as soon as I have those dates, we'll be publicizing those, and it'll either be small acoustic shows, 500 to 700 in attendance. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Where do you hope this all takes you?
I just want to write music, Ashley. I just want to write music that people can identify with. If I'm not looking for fame, I'm not looking for fortune. I just really love music. I want to be heard. So I'm really thankful that you took the time to listen to my song and watch the video, and the fact that you're calling me to do this interview is kind of a validation that my music has been heard, and that I need to keep doing that.
Mm-hmm. And where can, if someone wants to access your song online, where can they go do that?
You can go to info@JohnPerkinsMusic, which is my website, or you can purchase the song at Amazon Music, Apple Music, Spotify. Any of those sites can have access to the music. Right now I have 2 songs that have been released, Running Home to You, and then Break It Out was released in October, and then the title track to the album, Country With Me, will be released in a couple weeks.
I don't know how long since I've seen your face. It gets to me, keeps haunting me at night. Smell of your perfume, baby. Girl, you drive me crazy, Lord. I can't wait another night.
That was singer-songwriter John Perkins talking about his song Running Home to You. To watch the music video, you can visit youtube.com and type in John Perkins Running Home to You. For Landline Now, I'm Ashley Blackford.